So when to reach out to a bank, for me, this is really starting as early as possible. And I have, some of the clients that I talk to, they reach out to me before the company's even formed. It's just in the thought stage. It's in the concept stage. But really at that point, that's if ideally, that's when you would first reach out to a bank. I'd say, we get quite a few once they're, maybe very early stages of their company, and some others when they're, I used to say when the company's mature, but now I say well established, because I really, you just learn things as you grow up. And about 12 or 15 years ago, early on in Gateway's life cycle, I'm like, wow, there really is no successful business that ever is mature. And we're always learning, we're always innovating, we're always growing, hopefully. And in my opinion, you don't ever get there. So you don't ever get mature. And mature is not really a word anybody's ever used to describe me either. So I think that fits really well. So there's really a lot of perks to getting involved early in your business, or the earlier in the process. Number one, you're building a relationship, and your banker knows what's happening along the way, and hopefully getting as excited as you are about what's going on in the process, and you're getting closer to open. Also, you're not getting an hourly charge from your banker. It's your free consultant. So it's definitely worth bouncing ideas off of, and really you're going to get some tweaks in your business plan and your projections, and really just kind of, hey, here's some things I've seen in the industry, and I think it's really helpful along the way to have that advice. And obviously you still need your attorney and your accountant and your insurance folks, but the bankers, I think, one of the good resources you ought to have. It's also, the earlier on you get in touch with your banker, it's likely they'll refer other professionals to you, that you be like, well, you may not have thought about this, or here's somebody that, if you don't have in your arsenal yet, here's either a profession that I think you should talk to, or here's a couple folks in that particular industry I think you should talk to. And you also know, when you have that contact early, you'll know long before funds are needed, if you're with the right banker or not, and if they're going to buy into your vision. You can ask along the way, what am I forgetting? What doesn't look right? What trends do you see in this industry? What do you think is needed to get this ready for a loan committee? At this stage of the game, when you're talking to your banker, it's really helpful if you share what your pain points are in your banking relationship, and really, I think, have them, review your entire banking relationship. And some people bank at several different places. Some have one bank, but really to go through, here's what I have on the deposit side. Here's what I have on the loan side. Here's what feels right. Here's what doesn't feel right. Here's what I think I need to grow. And here's what's been stopping me, or here's what's been frustrating with me with my bank or credit union. And I won't say Gateway's never had a customer that's been frustrated. I think some people do apologize when they call and say, hey, James, I got a frustration. Here's what's happening. I'm like, I appreciate you took the time to tell me. And, I may have had one or two other customers bring that up. And it's like, hey, here's a product or service we need to add, or here's something we need to change in our process to make it easier. So, we're always trying to make that customer experience better and better. But it's, you need to tell your banker, here's what I like, here's what I don't like.